Bubbles suddenly erupted on the lake's surface. The sensitive dogs barked frantically. At that moment, a deep crack appeared in the ground as if it had been torn apart. The police stood frozen in terror, not daring to move. Before people could even react, the officers plummeted straight into the dark abyss. The ground began to collapse wildly, swallowing the surrounding cars in an instant. The lake water vanished in a flash. Lisa, horrified by the sight, quickly accelerated her car in reverse as the city descended into chaos. Houses crumbled, and people fled in fear. Suddenly, a car blocked Lisa's path. In the critical moment, Lisa and her family had no choice but to abandon their vehicle and run. However, the ground's collapse continued to expand. Unfortunately, Jack was pushed to the ground while trying to save a little girl. By the time Lisa noticed, it was too late. Kind-hearted Jack was lost in the bottomless chasm. The edge of the sinkhole kept spreading. In the next second, Lisa was swallowed up. At the last moment, Annie grabbed her mother's hand. Seeing the danger still approaching, Lisa softly whispered, "I love you," before forcefully breaking free from her daughter's grasp. Lisa fell into the pit. Annie had no time to grieve and could only limp away to safety. In the end, Annie successfully escaped the danger. Miraculously, Lisa, who had been swallowed, woke up unscathed. She gazed at the sky, her eyes reflecting a glaring green light streaking across the heavens. Anxious, she quickly reached for her phone to call for help, but discovered there was no signal. Left with no choice, she decided to search for her son, Jack. After running through the woods for half an hour, she finally spotted Mike. Just then, smoke rose in the distance. Lisa hurried towards it. Upon arriving, she saw a group of fallen people gathered around. At that moment, her son Jack was among them. Suddenly, a terrifying ancient dire wolf sprang out, lunging at them. A second one followed close behind. Lisa frantically crawled under a car, barely escaping the fierce pursuit. However, with too many hungry wolves, someone unfortunately became their prey. Jack was also knocked down hard by a dire wolf. Lisa picked up a rock and threw it at the beast. At this critical juncture, Mike suddenly fired his gun, precisely hitting the dire wolf, saving them. However, Jack now lay on the ground in agony, severely injured and on the verge of death. To save Jack, the two had to risk searching for medicine. As night fell, Helen suddenly thought of using a flare gun to call for help. She fired a shot upward. However, this very action brought an even greater disaster. An ancient saber-toothed tiger appeared before them.